The U.S. Virgin Islands welcomed BVI officials and citizens to St. John on Saturday, October 20th for the 39th annual USVI-BVI Friendship Day celebrations. First observed in 1972, the event serves to strengthen the relationship between the two territories and their peoples. Walter Barrett has more.
Saturday, October 20th marked the 39th year of celebrations between the BVI and the USVI, as Governor De Jong and residents of St. John hosted Premier Smith and his BVI delegation on Friendship Day. The annual event, first held in 1972, seeks to cement the close-knit relationship between the two territories and their peoples. This year's celebrations began with a breakfast at Cruise Bay's Franklin Powell Park and a short parade. The delegations then enjoyed a short program and various cultural presentations at Annaberg Plantation, including performances by the Mungo Niles dancers and the music makers, among others. There were also demonstrations in broom making, as well as fishing net and sugar cake making and bread baking. The BVI delegation also got to join in during a special dance prepared by the hosts for their visiting friends. Offering remarks at the welcoming and opening ceremony, USVI Governor John P. De Jong stressed the importance of building relationships, as these relationships can allow the BVI and the USVI to have a greater voice on issues such as the economy and tourism when they meet to discuss with other stakeholders.
When you go back in history and you notice the number of other countries that have had influence on our development, whether it was Spain or Lithuania or the Kings of Malta or the UK or now the US, it is very clear that our future depends on the people that come to these celebrations because we come closer, but also those individuals that yearly go to the IVIC meetings and sit down and discuss the issues that we don't want to discuss, the most difficult of issues that will make us a lot stronger. It's also a chance for our politicians to understand that relationships is what forges bonds, not passing of legislation. That a piece of paper can't be translated unless you know the person that's sitting on the other side. That when it's time for us to go talk to cruise lines or airlines, or we want to sit down with Homeland Security, or you want to sit down with the overseas territory, that the bonds and the friendships that we cause today, that started at 9 o'clock this morning, the ride out here and the luncheon that we will have is what will really determine whether we change as the Virgin Islands. I think for the next 2 years, you have my commitment that the best joy that I have had as governor. And 2 years ago when I came to Tortola and you had the OECS meeting there and the British Virgin Islands endorsed us to have sub-member status on the OECS has been a tremendous change for us. And the greatest enjoyment I have had has to be able to bring us together with the IVIC, because what I know we're doing will go a very long way to changing perceptions, relationships, and the future of our young people.
In his response, and in keeping with the theme of building deeper relationships, Premier Dr. D. Orlando Smith spoke about the importance of the USVI Council, which he said is working to forge greater ties between the BVI and the USVI.
And I was glad when Dr. Turnbull, Governor Turnbull, and I got together to form the USVI Council, because that again is helping to create better relationships and to remove some of the misunderstandings that exist between the two countries. We had a very good meeting just a few days ago, Governor De Jong, myself, and the support staff. And out of that, I'm sure we'll have even greater cooperation. And eventually one day, I think that USVI-BVI card will appear.
And Deputy Governor V. Inez Archibald said all must be done to ensure the two Virgin Island territories stay in touch with each other, adding that the waters between the two territories does not have the power to divide them.
We as Virgin Islands must do all we can to ensure that our two communities or two territories remain in communication with each other. United by shared roots, shared culture, shared heritage, that little stretch of water out there does not have the power to divide us unless we make it so. In the words of a popular song, may those who come behind us find us faithful.
Both Governor De Jong and Premier Smith shared their anticipation for next year's Friendship Day, which will mark the annual event's 40th anniversary. The BVI will host the celebrations, which are already being previewed as the best to date. Reporting for JTV News, this is Walter Barrett.